here in Small Heath. I've been asked to come and speak on behalf of the NHS Blood and Transplant Service, and it's really to specifically ask for your help and support with regards to a clinical trial, a very important clinical trial that's being run in order to find a treatment for COVID-19 and those people who are most severely affected. In summary, what the trial is trying to do is to see whether antibodies produced in those people who have successfully fought off COVID-19, the army that a body produces in order to fight the infection, can actually be infused or transplanted into those people who are most ill in hospital, in ITU, or having to receive other support. Essentially, what the service needs is for those of you who have had COVID, proven COVID, i.e. you've had a positive COVID test, those of you who have had a blood test that shows you have antibodies to COVID, or those of you who at the beginning of the pandemic had symptoms of COVID, weren't tested because the testing wasn't available at that time, but feel that you had COVID. What we need is, if you fill one of those categories, to make contact with the Masjid office. Also, you can Google plasma donation. It comes up as one of the first search results. And also, you can Google Masjid plasma drive. Green Lane Mosque is one of about 30 mosques that have signed up to try and get the message out to the community to get eligible people signing up for this particular trial. And this is important for a couple of very good reasons. First of all, research has shown that certain ethnic groups are producing much higher levels of antibodies than other groups. And in particular, research has shown that Asian men, particularly those in the younger age categories, are producing high levels of antibodies in response to COVID. So clearly, if those people can put themselves forward, that'll be a great benefit to those people who are carrying out the clinical trial. The other reason, of course, is that, as we know, our own communities have been very harshly affected by COVID. The research shows that 2 times as many people of our ethnic communities, the black and minority ethnic communities, have been dying as a result of COVID than the general indigenous population. Now, clearly, we're not doing that, the research, we're not volunteering just to help our community. We're doing it for the benefit of the greater society, for the community in general, be it Muslim or non-Muslim. But clearly, the more we can participate in this kind of research, the better it will be with regards to outcomes for everybody, and that, of course, includes those of our community members who become unwell as well. So just to reiterate, if you've had COVID proven, you've had a positive test, if you've had a blood test that has shown that you are antibody positive, or indeed if you feel that you had COVID at the beginning of the pandemic but never had a test, then sign up for the clinical trial if you can. There are various eligibility criteria. Just so you know, effectively, if you're signed up, you give blood as you would do in a normal transfusion. The antibodies are taken out of your blood as the actual process of drawing off the blood happens in your particular instance. So sign up with the Masjid office, Google plasma donate, Google Masjid plasma drive, and inshallah, let's try and get as many of our communities signed up for this clinical trial as possible. Jazakallah khair.